Our current government's Department of International Relations has condemned the people of the United States as sexist and homophobic and racist. In a keynote address this week, the ANC has defended its decision to align with Iran and China and distanced itself from the United States on the basis that the US government allegedly attacks black people, women, homosexuals, and transgenders. This week, the ANC's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, in an incredibly stupid speech that could cost this government dearly, proceeded to accuse not just the US government, but the majority of its voters of racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and even being anti-human. He then called upon even opposition parties who are members of Ramaphosa's GNU cabinet to join the ANC in distancing themselves from American racism, sexism, and homophobia. Of course, this call came even after the newly elected leader of the Democratic Alliance, Jordan Hill Lewis, called Donald Trump reprehensible, as well as the so-called Make America Great Again voters. He claimed that it is evident for all to see that the US government now attacks black people and violates the human rights of women and homosexual people. Take a look at this.
We know that in the US, the MAGA movement is very clear to attack black people. We know what they stand for. They stand against the human rights of women, and the LGBTQI communities. Is driven by a particular ideology. Is Honorable Ryan also aligning the Democratic Alliance against Honorable Smith? Is he aligning the DA with this position? Is he part of this movement that is against human rights, is against progressive outlook in the globe?
The speech in question was the budget vote speech of all speeches for the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, better known as DIRCO. In the speech, Lamola specifically addressed issues pertaining to the migration crisis, geopolitics of the world, as well as South Africa's ongoing legal battle against the State of Israel at the ICJ. In the speech, Lamola highlighted that his department prioritizes its relationship with allies which align with its ideology and the need to raise funding through loans from the BRICS Bank, of course. In terms of the way in which the department aligns itself on the international stage, Lamola responded to criticism from parties such as the Democratic Alliance that it has aligned itself with regimes and dictatorships that do not have a great track record when it comes to upholding the most basic human rights, by claiming that the UN Human Rights Charter has been instrumental in terms of how DIRCO operates.
And we have continuously been consistent, Honorable Ren, that our active non-alignment has been very consistent. We have been clear. It has been anchored on the UN Charter, on the human rights outlook, and we have done so across all the platforms in terms of our consistency in this regard.
And so, right after defending the human rights record of its BRICS allies such as the People's Republic of China, the Russian Federation, and of course the Islamic Republic of Iran, Lamola then proceeds to slam the US government as racist, sexist, and homophobic compared to Iran, of all countries. But let's just consider the irony here. Lamola claims that the US government targets black people. He claims that the African Americans are being actively discriminated against by their own government. Yet, the fact of the matter is that black people enjoy a much better quality of life and have far more rights and opportunities than any other nation, especially on the African continent. Even the wealthiest African countries do not even come close to African Americans in average income levels, for example. The median black household income in the United States sits around $55,000 per year. By contrast, the Seychelles, Africa's highest GDP per capita state, and also, frankly, a state that does not have many black people in it, stands at roughly $19,000 per person, being the richest state in Africa. While Mauritius, another country who has a high GDP per capita but also not very many black people, sits around 13,000 US dollars nominally. All other African countries, especially those in sub-Sahara Africa, have a far lower income. And this means that black Americans are at least 4 times wealthier than even the richest nations on the African continent, most of whom are not sub-Saharan African countries, or one could call it black countries, while enjoying a purchasing power around 10 times that of the average African. The hard reality is that if African Americans were treated statistically as a separate nation, they would rank not merely far above all African countries, even those who are not black African or sub-Saharan African countries, but among the more economically powerful populations on the entire planet. Yet while children are starving in South Africa every single day, Lamola has the audacity to accuse the United States of being racist against black people. His claims regarding sexism and homophobia are equally ridiculous. No other nation in the history of the world has done as much to advance the rights of women as the US, and this is not even a controversial claim by any stretch of the imagination. By contrast, the allies of Lamola and his party are regimes standing accused of some of the darkest human rights abuses of the modern era, and they are certainly no fans of women, and especially not fans of homosexuals or transgenders. The Chinese Communist Party faces global condemnation over mass internment camps, forced sterilizations of women, forced labor of children, and cultural destruction against the so-called Uyghur Muslim population in Xinjiang, abuses that multiple governments, legal scholars, and institutions have openly described as a genocide. Meanwhile, the Russian Federation stands accused by the United Nations and the International Criminal Court of systematically deporting thousands of Ukrainian children. This conduct is now formally described by many UN investigators as outright crimes against humanity. And then finally, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the ANC's most cherished strategic partner at this stage, continues to execute protesters, suppress women, overseeing one of the highest execution rates on earth, with rights groups reporting more than 1,600 executions in 2025 alone. While condemning a nation that boasts one of the strongest freedom of speech protections in the entire world, the freest country in the world when it comes to property and self-defense rights, Lamola and the ANC embrace dictatorships as moral partners. And even while doing so, they attempt to lecture the United States about racism, sexism, and homophobia, and human rights abuse. The hypocrisy is more than just embarrassing. It has become absolutely grotesque. And while the South African economy stagnates, unemployment rises, poverty increases, and foreign investment declines every single month, the ANC continues to alienate one of the most economically and strategically important nations on earth in favor of these authoritarian regimes that ultimately will never even lift a finger to rescue South Africa from the decline, as well as from all of the enemies that the ANC is making for us. And as morally responsible citizens of this country, we have a duty to distance ourselves from these incredibly stupid positions taken by Dirko in this regard. We need to openly and unashamedly tell the world that we do not support Minister Lamola or the ANC or his department in this absurd, hypocritical, and counterproductive stance that they are taking when it comes to international relations. After all, accusing the democratically elected government of the most powerful nation on earth of gross human rights violations and accusing its supporters of or voters of supporting such is really no small matter. The ANC is picking sides here, but they are definitely picking the wrong side, and the side that they are picking is definitely also not going to help them or South Africa when push comes to shove. In a recent video, we highlighted how none of the ANC's beloved BRICS partners even bothered to stand up for South Africa in its standoff with the United States. Of course, valuing their own relationship with the White House far more than with South Africa or the ANC. Check out that full report by clicking on this link appearing on your screen right here. And if you like and support our content, please do consider supporting us financially by becoming a paying member of the Willem Petzer Group. Invest in us, help us pay our team, and help us produce videos such as these every single day by following the easy steps on the banner below. Goodbye, and God bless.